Hey guys, good afternoon. It's 4:07 p.m. and I know the light's it's going down. The sun is going down here, and I wanted to give you your daily summary of the Iraqi dinar. If you saw my 1 minute short, evidently Dinar investor Jeff is calling it to be released this weekend that it revalued March, I guess 17th, he said. And but they did it privately, and I just found out that I looked on one of the links from Sandman. So this is actually Sandman's information, but he's still on vacation in Morocco. So we're hoping he comes back soon. I've also got the other summaries up for you. Please pray for me and my husband to be completely healed from this cold we got. Listen to this. The USD to IQD exchange rate surged in Baghdad and Erbil upon the closures today, the market closures. The exchange rates of the U.S. dollar against the Iraqi dinar rose in Baghdad and Erbil as the stock market exchange closed today. Our correspondent reported that at the two different central stock exchanges in Baghdad, they recorded 147,700 IQD per $100. So what do you think about that? Comment down below. And he said the selling prices in exchange shops reached 148,750 Iraqi dinar per $100. So guys, that's incredible news. Then I also saw an amazing article about, I'm trying to see how I can get back to that article, because again, this is not Sandman sending me the links, it's me looking at the links that he sent before and just finding the biggest news items. So I hope you will reward me with a like and a subscribe and at least comment down below. So Iraq today lowered its external debt to $1.5 billion. So why would they be doing that? If they're about to revalue their currency, they're trying to get their balance sheet looking good. You'd want to reduce your debt, just like I'm saying to you, get debt free, right? They're doing the same thing. It says on Tuesday, the Iraqi cabinet decided to reduce the country's external debt by $1.5 billion alongside a series of new service-related and energy-related decisions. Guys, they keep moving forward, even though it's Ramadan still. They are reducing their debt, which is good news. If you want to revalue your currency, you want your balance sheet to look as good as possible. That's a financial thing that I know as a result of being an auditor with Price Waterhouse. That and the fact that their exchange rate is surging in the markets, it should be good news, especially alongside that short I did. So if you haven't seen that short, go look under my shorts tab and look at the latest short. It's really good news. And so this is a summary from everybody else. Obviously, I was excited to do this a little bit earlier today because my husband's not feeling well. I hope you're joining me on this fast where we're just doing our basic relive shakes and liquids until 6 p.m. I'm going to hang out as long as I could. Yesterday, I only made it till 5. But guys, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to do your best. And so this is Fun Lu. It's a new person on this summary. It says Al-Kadhimi indicated that increasing the budget's overall amount from 199 trillion Iraqi dinars, nearly 152 billion, to 228 trillion Iraqi dinars, resulted in a rise in the deficit, revealing that the budget is still being discussed in the Council of Ministers and would likely be presented to the Iraqi Parliament next month. It would logically follow that a revaluation would likely be before next month USA confab. I agree with him, and you just saw that Iraq just is lowering their overall debt. Pippi's talking about what it's going to look like, a redenomination. I think he's come to the other side that it is going to be on the exchange rate, so they're going to have dollars just like the U.S. will once it's revalued. So that makes a lot of sense. Militiamen said, with the central bank taking measures to stop the exchange rate rise in the parallel market showed they attained a gradual decline in the exchange rate due to merchants gravitating to a new platform in significant numbers, whereby the parallel market decreased to a mere 25 million a day compared to over 200 plus million with a legitimate system. They say that decline will continue, likely to disappear, in his opinion. They won't need a parallel market if they have a revised currency. And so then you've got Frank 26, Iraq boots on the ground. I don't know what that is. I don't have any control over whether the hands are up or down. I don't know. It's just intimating things. The AI is not perfect, right? It's learning every day, though, isn't it? So be careful of that. So, again, prayers for my continued healing. I'm getting better. Firefly, bank friend, there is still a need to collect 30% of the people with bank accounts. And Frank's reply was, half of our parliament owns banks. That's how they were stealing all the money until Soudani and Alak have now cleaned that all up. Citizens of Iraq are veering away from banks until a rate is available. So you got to admit, it's got to be weird over there, right? That they're waiting on this, like we're waiting on this, but they need it even more. Then you've got Intel Guru Bruce. Rates are going to be great. Don't worry about that. We're supposed to be given the contract rate on the Dinar, which is tied to the price of oil per barrel. Again, he's got to deal with Treasury, or got a contact with Treasury. So I don't know who his deal is. Maybe it's a big group. So they're in a different situation. We are in a totally different situation if you're not already part of a group and you're not tied to different things that you can do when this happens. So if you're free and you want the freedom strategy so you can get the best deal for your freedom, let me know. I'll put my information down below. You can check that out. It's worth it. Trust me. I will put everything down there and you can see if it's worth it, given the amount of money that's on the table here. Mark Z says, Vietnam news, which is good. I can say dinar and dong in this thing because a lot of people own just the dong and not the dinar because the dong is significantly cheaper to invest in. Vietnam news, the Vietnam Central Bank drains more money from the system. They have withdrawn more than 75 trillion Vietnamese dong from the last 5 trading sessions. Guys, this is almost like they are preparing for an event, and we are all excited about that. Comment down below if you're excited about what's going on with the Vietnamese dong. Frank 26, yesterday he was making a point. You're not going to go to a mom and pop bank. That's not you're going to know how you're going to get this exchange. Why? Because they cannot verify it in your presence. They all subcontract it out. They send it down the Eastern Seaboard. Even the second tier banks do that. That's why you got to stick with the big banks. That's why I always suggest you talk to the biggest banks. And Frank 26 says, what does he say? You're not going to go to a credit union. You're going to go to You're not going to a kiosk at the airport. You're not going to go on some cruise ship in the middle of the Pacific so you can exchange and not have to pay taxes because it's in international water. How stupid is that? You're going to have to go to a state bank because this is worth too much money, guys. They can't do it at an airport. They can't do it at a kiosk. You're going to have to go to a big bank, and that's what my strategies help you do. Whether it doesn't matter what country you're in, banks are banks. And then Pippy yesterday, it says it looks really good for the future of Iraq outside of the corruption that's in the government. There's corruption everywhere. Look at that's a pot. That's the pot in this country, calling the kettle over there black. I'm just saying. He says if they can stay on the path, al-Sudani gets a clear path to continue the future for Iraq's economy. It looks really good. And then Militia Man yesterday, why in the world would anybody want to invest into Iraq if they were going to put their money into Iraq and then they were going to lose? Because if you invest your money in Iraq and they lop their currency, you're not going to make any money. It's a neutral event. So hopefully that puts to bed the lop. It's a reduction of 3 zeros off the exchange rate, which makes the only plan that makes sense from a financial perspective, and that's where I come from. And that's why you should subscribe and tap the bell, because I'm the only one here with significant financial experience. Price Waterhouse as an auditor, and subset of that, an auditor of banks, and then offered the CFO position 3 times before the age of 32. You really can glean a lot from my information. And then Walking Stick, report number 1 from his Iraqi bank owner friend in Iraq. And in their opinion, the HCL has been long done. Article 140 in the disputed territories done. The redenomination at the onset, that rate is done. Awaiting nothing but the release and the implementation of all of this. And that is what Jeff, Dinar Investor, had said. And I guess he's sharing that on his Patreon. And I shared it in my short. Mark Z, that day, same day, yesterday, since Soudani has to go to the U.S. on April 15th, does that mean nothing will happen on the RV until then or after? Mark Z. Many believe he could be coming to the U.S. or after the RV for his victory lap. Guys, everybody's watching this. Everybody's positive. Even Pimpy is now positive about this. So guys, what do you think? Comment down below. How long you've been holding it? What do you think? Are you glad you found my channel? I certainly am glad you found my channel. Please subscribe, tap the bell, join us for coffee and conversation. Once you've been a member for 5 weeks, you can ask any question. You can get in the live chat and ask any question. We love to answer your questions to clear up all the mystery around this. This is a great investment. It's something I've been holding on to personally for over 11 years. You should be also invested in gold and silver, lands, real estate. Also, you should also hold investments in cryptos. And whichever cryptos you love, comment down below what cryptos you love. All of it is going to play a part in this new economy. Talk to you soon. I have a positive view on all of this, guys. I'm very much an optimist, and God has said the Iraqi dinar is done. I'm welcome for this piece to be over so we can move on to the other pieces, and I can teach you how to keep your money. Amen. God bless you. Have a great day. Please subscribe, tap the bell, and share. Bye.